So people are saying that Joe Biden should resign from the presidency so that Kamala Harris can become president for just a little bit. And I'm not just talking about rando anonymous accounts on X. I'm talking about actual people with names. Maybe not household names, but people who are involved in politics. So this is from The Hill. Former Harris aide calls for Biden to resign so that Harris can be president briefly. Jamal Simmons, a former aide to Vice President Harris, called for Biden to resign so that the vice president can have his role for a short amount of time. Quote, Joe Biden's been a phenomenal president. He's lived up to so many of the promises he's made. There's one promise left that he could fulfill, being a transitional figure, Simmons said on CNN's State of the Union on a panel featuring anchor Dana Bash in a clip highlighted by Aide. He could resign the presidency in the next 30 days, make Kamala Harris president of the United States, he continued, drawing shocked reactions from others. President Biden dropped out of this year's race for the White House in late July following a rising tide of concern about his age and mental fitness that came in the wake of a rough debate performance against Trump a month before. Harris then took his position at the top of the ticket, but eventually lost to Trump a few months later. Simmons said Harris stepping into her boss's role, quote, would make sure that it would dominate the news at a point where Democrats have to learn drama and transparency and doing things the public will want to see. Harris's loss to Trump and the loss of control of the Senate in the 2024 elections has rattled Democrats, many of whom view the president-elect as a threat to democracy. So, I don't know about this. Yeah, I kind of agree with the people who were reacting shocked to what Jamal Simmons was saying. Is it going to harm the country? No, not really. I mean, Harris and Biden are pretty similar. But what's it going to do? So I see what this person's sort of getting at, that, hey, we've got to have our first female president. We're not going to have one during Trump's time in office. We might not get one from the 2028 election. Now we have a surefire way from Biden resigning to get a female president in the White House. But is this the type of thing that's really helpful for anything other than the history books? If anything, this is the type of thing that might seem a little insulting. And I'm not saying like, oh, it's insulting to people who are against Harris or whatever. But the idea that, okay, this is how we're going to get our first woman president by the president resigning and she's just going to be president for a few months. It seems like the type of thing that would be ruthlessly mocked by the right as well as some on the left, actually. It just doesn't seem fruitful. Yeah, I agree with the people who were reacting to this on X, kind of making fun of it, even though these were people on the right who I might disagree with on a lot of stuff. I just don't see how this helps. It wouldn't help Biden's image either, really, if he just resigned. And I can't see him resigning solely for the basis of getting a woman to be president. I think he would need to create some sort of facade in order to resign. Would he talk about his health or something? I don't think so. I think he kind of wants to just enjoy the remaining days as president. He might be worried about his legacy because of the way the 2024 election went. That he was the guy who beat Trump and then his vice president went on to lose to Trump. But yeah, let me just say that although I'm not appalled by this suggestion, I do not agree with it. Sorry, Jamal Simmons. But yeah, please let me know what you think about this suggestion in the comments below. Do you think that it's actually genius and that making Trump the 48th president of the United States is a good idea? I will say the only way in which it would be funny or interesting is if, yeah, Trump becomes the 48th president because Kamala becomes the 47th, and then all of that Trump merch that says like Trump, you know, number 47, that stuff becomes obsolete and factually incorrect because he would no longer be the 47th president. That would be a pretty masterful way to troll. But other than that, it's not useful. Sorry. But if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments below. I welcome differing opinions. Say what you want. Is this a genius plan? If you found this video interesting, helpful, or insightful, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next video.